There's a war going on outside. No one is safe from. Good morning, good noon, good evening, wherever time and place you listen to us from, straight from the 909. It's Mart.
Hey, yo.
Ali.
What up?
Myself, Isaiah, and together, that's Hip Hop. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. It really does mean a lot. Today, we're talking about one of hip hop's most enduring and musically consistent partnerships, categorized by a seamless blend of dark, atmospheric production and raw, vivid lyricism. The duo Prodigy and Havoc established the foundation with Havoc's signature grimy sound, minimalist, haunting, loop-driven beats built for the obscure, often melancholy soul and jazz samples. When The Alchemist entered the circle, around that time of murder music, he brought his own distinctive cinematic production style which went perfectly and complemented Mobb Deep's aesthetic. His beats often feature off-kiltered experiment, chopped samples with chilling soundscapes, giving the Queensbridge rappers an ideal sonic canvas for their tales of paranoia and street survival. The collaboration led to a legacy of instrumental genius and lyricism that we can now appreciate. It's part of the hardcore sample-based rap that has cemented both acts as foundational figures. Mobb Deep's influence is undeniable in the sound and thematic content of current street-oriented hip-hop, especially for its unflinching reality and nihilistic poetry. The Alchemist's connection to Mobb Deep was a crucial step in his ascent to becoming one of the most respected and prolific producers in his generation, one whose style is intricate, dusty, and atmospheric. Beat making is now a template for the modern underground of artists such as the Griselda Collective. I mean, it's kind of cool to see, like, you know, the boom bap style is reinvented almost, and now it's like made to be modern. Man, I love that. I love that. And their partnership ensures that the sound of the mid-90s New York hardcore rap, the dark and sample-heavy atmospheric beats remain a powerful and a relevant force in the hip-hop production decades later, all culminating to the cohesive, respectful finale. We're talking about Mobb Deep's 9th and final studio album, Infinite, released October 10th, 2025. The ink is still wet on this one. By H-Class Entertainment, Infamous Records, and Mass Appeal Records. Production was handled by Havoc and The Alchemist. Alchemist handled 11 of the album's 15 beats, where The Alchemist handles the other 4. This was also the latest work in Mass Appeal's Legend Has It series. It's the first posthumous release in the bunch. Did I say that word right?
Posthumous.
Thank you, Ali. Mm-hmm. The album features previously unreleased vocals from Prodigy, who passed in 2017. Man, that was a big hit.
Yeah, man.
Left us. Its singles include Against the World, Taj Mahal, Down For You, Look At Me. The album's length. Actually, I didn't write the album's length. But nonetheless, this album made its mark. And this is still, like I said, the ink is wet on this one. So we don't have, as far as like stats of, you know, accolades yet. But this already, you could tell, is a classic. Good.
We're at a 51 minute, 48 second runtime.
Oh, nice. Okay, thank you. So cool. A little bit outside the pocket. Not too bad. This album choice was Mark's today for us to cover. Mark, why did you feel inspired to cover this album today?
Why not? We have the perfect opportunity to take down an album that we couldn't have ever bet our money on, to make a confident bet in saying this group is going to release an album at this year. And to me, there wouldn't have been greater odds than Mobb Deep, you know, because you're half of the group's no longer with us. So I was hard pressed I was really trying to gather my thoughts about it and just like, wow, we have a Mobb Deep album in 2025.
Crazy. Crazy.
Not only that, but it is backed by amazing features. It's backed by an amazing production army with reinforcements, the reinforcement cavalry brought in by The Alchemist.
Yeah.
we have some very, very impressive bars too. I was really, really motivated to have this be one of our reviews because I want to see what they got. I want to see. We all wanted to see Jordan come back one more time. Yeah. We all want to see.
And recently, it's funny you say that. Jordan recently did say, like, man, if I could take a pill, I'll be back on the court.
He said that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So in the spirit of that, what you're saying, yeah.
We always want to see the last hurrah of some of our favorite athletes, musicians, and even to a certain extent our producers. And this is one of those showcases where we could still see amazing features by Ghost and Raekwon, and we can still see a great feature in by Nas, and
clips.
The clips come out of the mix too.
Yeah. Basically, all of our legends that we looked up to in the 90s, early 2000s, all making this last hurrah wave, I think, still showing that they still got it, rolling back the clock. Yeah. It's reminiscent of like, players that like still can do it at an older age,
Yes.
It's turning back the clock, if you will.
Yeah.
And what a year too. I mean, they're not the only ones, but like we had the clips as well. Even Raekwon himself.
Slick Rick.
Yeah, Slick
Rick coming back.
Ghostface too.
Big L's going to have an album come out.
Drop Big L.
It's like, it's such a crazy,
couple days.
It's definitely a different year. This year, it seems like things have shifted. The conversation, the disposition of like, okay, these rappers that are older, they're viable still. Like they're not like left out of the conversation anymore.
I'll take it a step further. They're not just viable, they're necessary. We're in a time where, like I said, it's not just that, rappers in their, late 30s into their 40s and 50s are just putting out music. They're putting out the best music. They're putting out the most relevant music. They're putting out the most talked about, the most important, the most critically acclaimed, all of that. I mean, even to the point where the official Grammy nominations are going to come out soon. You're going to have, for Best Rap Album, the clips are going to be on there.
It's crazy.
They're going to be nominated for Best Rap Song. They're going to be nominated for Best Rap Performance. Like, it's huge that we're going to have them at that seat at the table. And with that, continuing on with this Mobb Deep album, this series that Nas is putting out with, like I said, Ghostface, Raekwon, Mobb Deep, Slick Rick, Big L, and then the final album being the Nas premiere album.
Yeah.
That'll be the last one of this series, which we've been waiting for that one for over a decade at this point.
And what's crazy is like, it's now like, they weren't, these guys, I guess, were pioneers in their own way of their style breaking through hip hop and everything. But in a way, they're kind of now new pioneers in this space of being older. But like, it hasn't been done. We haven't seen this.
Where they're new in a different, new in a different way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which I think is interesting. They're pioneering something new now still.
That's the best part, is because they'll be able to excel because they have the one thing that people in their position don't have, and that's the experience. Yeah. I wouldn't recommend starting your rap career past 50.
No,
but I do recommend that you trudge on through past 50 as a rapper, especially.
Absolutely.
Right.
My main thing is that if you cannot do it concert wise, that's where it falls back, and it's like, okay, then all of hip hop's not being represented by you. That's where it gets to me. It's where, sure, you could do it at home and everything, but if are you an MC? Because MCs move the crowd. Are you going to be out there doing that thing? You can record all day. You could be like a very good rapper in the booth, but let's see how you work with the crowd.
Correct.
Let's see how that works.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah. So it's good to see them at this age defying those previous expectations where people were thinking that these artists weren't going to last long. The genre wasn't going to last this long. And we are blowing those expectations out of the water.
Yeah. I mean, no one, when hip hop first started making noise, the thought of a 30-year-old rapper wasn't even conceived. That wasn't even really a thought. Yeah. And then I would say the first probably 30-year-old rapper to kind of make noise in their 30s was probably like Too Short. and then maybe Jay-Z as far as in their 30s. And then we start to see it where into their 40s, we see, Jadakiss and Styles P and Jay-Z and Nas in their 40s, Eminem still putting music out in their 40s, to where that's not such a rare thing. Now we're getting to the point where 50s, again, Malice from the Clips is in his 50s. Ghostface and Raekwon, they just both dropped very solid albums in their 50s. You know what I mean? Havoc, I don't know if he's not 50, he's about to be 50. You know what I mean? Like, so for all of these artists to be making this type of noise now into their 50s, again, LL dropped last year in his 50s. You know what I mean? Common dropped last year.
You know what's
50.
crazy is like Prodigy's not even here.
Yeah, he's not here.
Beyond the grave.
Yeah,
This
you know
is
what I mean? Like, so that's the other part of that too, is that, they took, unreleased, vocals from Prodigy, but I'm sure, this stuff was probably in his 30s and 40s.
Yeah.
I don't think anything is older than, I would say, maybe 10 years.
Yeah.
I don't think this is stuff that they made, during the Infamous days.
Yeah, right.
This all sounds, he probably made all this stuff within 5 to 6 years of his passing, what I mean, before he passed.
Right. And which is, I mean, in its own category of somebody being gone before, and then we get an album afterwards. I think that happened with Big L.
Yes, we did. Yep.
That happened with a few other people too. I'm trying to think of who else that happened with.
You mean as far as them making it, like putting
The
together?
album's
like,
done.
Not even
Pac-
finished. Not even finished. But
Pac has a bunch of albums.
I mean, Pac has a gang of them.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Biggie has a couple, but Pac has a grip. Pac has more posthumous albums than he did when he was here.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I know, that's crazy.
Like, so.
But like, I guess my point was like, it doesn't feel in the same way that those felt. Like that felt pieced together.
Correct.
This one didn't feel
That's
as
the
much.
key. I literally was talking to my girl about that on the way here. Like, when I was talking about, the albums we were going to discuss, and I'm like, the difference with this Mobb Deep one is, because I'm not a big fan of posthumous albums. I'm really not.
Yeah,
I really don't like
you
them.
You feel a little some way when
I'm not a big fan of those type of albums. Like, but in this case, this does not feel like a pieced together album. This feels like,
or a cash grab. It
no,
feel like,
this feels like Havoc and and Prodigy were in the studio making this.
Yeah, it feels. I mean, it's funny to say this, but like in a sense, kind of heartwarming because we're getting the chance to listen to this duo do their finale, of a long run series. I mean, these guys for New York were huge.
Oh, yeah.
During the gangsta era, New York needed these guys so bad.
They did.
So bad. And when they came and they just like planted that flag back for New York,
100%.
like, oh yeah, okay, we got the gangsta in us.
You bring up a good point because there's not a lot of moments where you get MCs or rap groups leaving on their own terms. Not, some of them, in some unfortunate circumstances, like pass away before they can, or then after one point, people just quit altogether and they don't say this is going to be my final album and that's it. Mobb Deep has this opportunity, with one of them being Havoc in the mix, to at least being able to say, look, this is going to be the last one, because now we're including Prodigy's lyrics in it too, and then the verses that he didn't release. So it's cool having that kind of closure. Like,
correct.
A lot of rappers don't have closure, and it's unfortunate. But with this moment, with the Infinite album that we're dealing with, it's good that we see that.
And he wrote almost like Prodigy knew his life was mortal. Like he wrote in such a way like he already understood.
Well, you gotta think he came up with sickle cell.
Yeah.
So, most of the times, the life expectancy, with sickle cell tends to be 40 something.
Yeah.
I mean, you're pretty much told. I mean, you have T-Boz from TLC, who's like a miracle, honestly, because she was told that she wouldn't live to see 30 and that she would never have a child. And she did both. She's in her 50s, still here, and she's had a child. Prodigy, again, similar type of situation where, when you have sickle cell anemia, for the most part, your life expectancy is somewhere between 35 and 50. You're not really expected to see your 50s when you have sickle cell. So I think he was in his 40s. Yeah. So, you know what I mean? So he always kind of had that chip on his shoulder that his time was limited. So that's why he wrote the way he wrote. He spit the way he spit, and he carried himself the way he did.
And Pac was famous for calling that out.
He was. Yeah, no, I'm serious. No, seriously, like that was something that no one really knew till Pac mentioned it and hit him up. But on the serious tip, like him having that ailment, is partly why he almost always wrote like his time was limited.
Yeah. Man, what do you guys think about this, like I was mentioning about this group being so important. I think that now it's cool to kind of see the following the trend of these guys coming back and turning back the clock. It's cool to see Mobb Deep be one of these guys as well in that trend, doing that. And then they'll also, they feature clips on this. They feature Nas on this, Ghost and Ray, some other duos that are also like one of the top tier duos, but then also some other features from
Noid.
younger.
Big
Noid, of course.
Yeah, also like the third unofficial member.
Yep.
And then I think even some other newer artists too. So it's also like kind of passing the torch in a way.
Yeah, for features
cool.
As far as on Hook, you had like George Smith and Her.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean, on the features. You know what I mean, so that was kind of cool to add some flavor on those songs.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I love the production so much. Speaking to that, with Havoc. Havoc's always been one of these guys that I don't feel like a lot of people knew he was behind production.
He does not get enough credit as a producer.
And it's so crazy because he's one of the best in doing it.
Yes.
Like in this like haunted, ghostly type soundscape that he creates with the
100%.
samples, sample heavy, dusty bass drums. Like it's really dope. To create the sound of that is
unreal.
It's crazy. And he almost was like by other labels, the one that like they wanted to dump. They wanted to go with Prodigy. Just
off of his rhymes.
And Prodigy was like, man, I'm out.
Yeah.
I ain't doing this without Havoc.
Right.
And their chemistry from the get clicked from the get. And that's so cool. Some even question Havoc. They're like, why are you working with this guy? And you should be like solo, but like both of them came together and they did something so huge for hip hop, and they're known as one of the top underground sounds of hip hop. As far as street tales, New York, real, in your face, gutter, gritty, sample heavy, like raw, authentic. Like these guys are the epitome of that. Prodigy alone, solo work.
Absolutely.
Rapped with the best of them. Big Pun. He's rapped with like everybody you can name.
Pun, LL, G Unit. You name it. He's done it. You know what I mean?
And he's had his little stint with
his wars with Jay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, not a lot of rappers can say they went, toe to toe with Jay-Z, you know what I mean? And Prodigy's one of them.
And they had some back classic albums too. Man, Havoc, and Prodigy also bringing in the Alchemist, putting the trust in him, early Alchemist.
Let me just, I gotta just say this about Alchemist, man. Alchemist, he's always been a great producer. He's always been, he's been a legend for a long time. But what he has done in the 2020s is unmatched by any producer in hip hop. There is no producer who has been better than the Alchemist over these last 5-6 years.
Yeah, I think he's done Freddie Gibbs for sure. That collaboration's
he's
crazy.
Done 2 projects with Freddie Gibbs.
I think he's doing one with Mos Def.
He did one with he did one with Larry June and 2 Chainz. Like that doesn't even sound like an Alchemist project, but it was the best rap album that came out this year for a while. Yeah. Like there was a moment, because it came out in January. The first 3-4 months of the year, that was the best rap album that came out this year. Yeah. And you would never think of Larry June and 2 Chainz to be on an album with the Alchemist. And it's an incredible album. All the stuff he does with Griselda, all the stuff.
They take his work as almost like a template.
Yeah,
almost.
Derringer's their number one in-house guy. After him, it's Alchemist. Yeah. He's done an album with Boldy James. He's done, so many works. Him and Hit Boy just dropped an album together.
Oh, yeah.
2 producers producing and rapping
over it. Yeah.
unbelievable. I gave it one run, and it's amazing.
And he figured it out too, like cutting out the mainstream, like,
yep,
and just creating it from his own little studio, direct to consumer, selling vinyls, just doing whoever he wants to work with. He's just working with whoever he wants to.
It's amazing. Rock Marciano.
And he's had over 30 some years perfecting the science behind making beats. So you're dealing with the guy who is nostalgic, but yet future, leaning, which is crazy.
Yeah. I'm
reinventing the boom bap sound, making it relevant again.
Currency, Boldy James. I'm just throwing out all these artists that he's done full albums with. Like, he's not just doing just some songs. These
not to mention Kendrick
projects.
Just busting
obviously
out with
Meet the Grams.
Meet the
Doing that, that crazy ass song. Like what Alchemist has done in the 2020s is unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And
big time legend.
Him being added to this project only enhanced it. They could have done this without him, sure.
Yeah.
But with the Alchemist, it's just another in a long line of this great run.
It's
Alchemist
almost like clips
on.
with Pharrell or something.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Yeah.
Except Pharrell can go to other projects.
Yeah.
During the time where he's actually exceptionally doing production really, really well. There's no down. I don't see a low point for Alchemist when he's actually making beats. We also have the privilege. Well, producers, I'd say, have the privilege of not being able to have a decline in hip hop, because if the production's always been on point, 9 times out of 10, you're never going to be failing as a producer. There's always going to be work for you if you can make some really dope beats, especially when you started. And Alchemist started making dope beats, and he's consistently made dope beats. And there's the beautiful gift of not having a decline when you make beats. You can age into, your 50s and 60s, and I bet you're still going to be making dope beats.
Oh, for sure.
You'll probably be in a nursing home making dope beats, surrounded by hospital and production equipment.
Yes.
So,
that's something producers don't have to worry about as much as MCs.
Yeah.
Even with the, exceptional work we've been seeing from older rappers, there is still going to be that kind of notion that they're fighting against. Like, it's just that wall has just now starting to get broken. Whereas with producers, they're never going to have to worry about that.
Yeah.
There's never going to be, you're too old to make beats. That's
they
never
still
going to
work
be a
with
thing.
Rick Rubin still to this day.
Correct. Like, that's just never going to be a thing. So that's the advantage that someone like Alchemist has, where he can literally go into his 60s making beats. He can make beats as long as he's here.
Yeah.
Long as he's able to move around, he can make beats.
And the production is crazy. Like, it's the details in the production now. It's all the little layers and stuff that,
amazing.
Like the beat production now, it's so and we'll talk about it as we go in these albums, but the beat production is so important and it's so layered now. Before, it could have been like 2 samples maybe, a drum sample and then a sample that you manipulate the chicken sound to. But now beats are layered.
Yes.
And it's crazy to see like how the Alchemist has evolved, and you can hear like he's taken things from like the trap sound. He's taken things like and just formed his own, like he just took it and absorbed it.
It's unreal.
Yeah,
man.
and it's making crazy productions. So style wise, when you hear Havoc, when you hear Prodigy in their more matured state, what do you guys pick up out of these two?
For me, it's still street, but I just feel like it's elevated. It's still street, it's still grimy. They still sound like, 2 dudes that'll knock your head off.
Yeah.
But they sound like 2 dudes that'll think about it first. You know what I mean?
It's funny because Havoc said, they asked him a question like, you and Prodigy, you guys were both kind of, he was more into like conspiracy stuff. Did you guys ever, he goes, oh yeah, man. Like we would talk all the time. He was more public about it.
Yes.
But rest assured, if me and him were talking together, I love that stuff. We'll go deep into that.
Mm-hmm.
That plays to like the paranoia part of it as well. But some of it's hit and miss. Some of it's dead on. Some of it okay, but like it's still dope.
Yeah.
Prodigy was that guy. Like
he's the first rapper, at least that I know of, that said the word Illuminati on a rap song.
Oh shoot! Yeah.
Again, if there's another example, please let me know. If someone did it before 1995, let me know. But as far as I know, that's the first time. At least if it wasn't the first time, it was the most notable.
You know what's crazy too is like I feel like guys like that too that are like going deep in rabbit holes like that. they're curious guys. Like they're, and it's just that also is a part of the intelligence of somebody like Prodigy. Like you would think, oh, no, he's just a street guy, the way he's rapping.
Yeah.
But no, there's more to it. There's poetry in this street tale. Like, and Necro said that was different because you would expect like just street, but you were getting things that like Q-Tip would say mixed with street, and so he was describing that like as something that he noticed about Prodigy. Necro's tales. What about Havoc? What do you guys think about Havoc?
Yeah, Havoc. I mean, I feel like again, it's kind of the sad thing in hip hop, but like, there's always one that hip hop tries to anoint.
Yeah.
As like the guy in the group, if it's only two, or even if it's three, but
like the star.
There's always the 3000 or the Fonte, or the Q-Tip, or there's always the one, like whereas Havoc in this case is kind of like the big boy of the group, but Havoc is just as nice. There's times Havoc has the better verse. There's times where, his style is just, to me, it's every bit of what Prodigy brings, just not quite. He doesn't quite have those, Prodigy has some of those verses that just will ring on forever, where Havoc does too, but like, I just feel like he doesn't really get the just due because he's rhyming with Prodigy.
Yeah.
Same thing like the Locks with Jadakiss.
Right,
Same thing like this. Like they always try to anoint
like with
one.
Jadakiss.
Right. You know what I mean? But it's like if Havoc was just a solo MC, I feel like he'd almost get more love. You know what I mean? I just feel like he doesn't get quite as much because he's with Prodigy. But as far as style wise, to me, it's two sides of the same coin. It's just vocally different. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because Prodigy, I felt like it was more charismatic.
Yeah, I would say so. I would say so.
But Havoc's the one that's more grounded, more behind the scenes, directing things, and kind of like making shots that way.
And I mean, even now, like with what he's done over the last few years, his collab album with Styles P, and then now with this album, we've seen Havoc, out more, doing
he's
more
been
interviews,
doing more, being up front now,
right? Things that maybe he wasn't more known to do, whereas Prodigy, he was more to be out there regardless, whether it was a Mobb Deep situation or just a Prodigy situation. You know what I mean? Whereas Havoc now in this situation has been out there more, and it's been good to see. I mean, I've seen him do. He was on Drink Champs. I've seen him do an interview, with Nas the other day, with them going back and forth on certain things. Like he was talking about how I think it was for, what was it for? Oh, it was Nas was open. He opened a restaurant in Vegas, and they had a party for it, and Havoc was there. He was just talking about how elated he was to meet Dr. Dre for the first time in his life. Like he's like, I had never met Dr. Dre before, and he was at the party, and I get to meet him, and like just hearing Havoc's personality come out in that moment was good to see. You know what I mean?
He said that Dr. Dre said what's up to him, but didn't know who he was.
Yeah, at first.
So he was just like, oh, what's up? And then he came back. He's like, oh man, I didn't know it was you.
Yeah. And then they chopped it up, and he was just like, he was just so enamored to finally meet Dr. Dre. You know what I mean? But again, just his personality coming out more over recent years has been refreshing to see. And hopefully maybe we can get another Havoc solo or another collab with someone else. Like I said, his collab with Styles P was really good. Again, because they're kind of like the background guys of the group. You know what I mean? That's why I feel like the synergy was so perfect with them. So maybe we get another one of those, or who knows? But Havoc to me is a very necessary figure in East Coast hip hop.
Yeah,
you know
big
what I mean?
time. Yeah.
Period.
What do you think, Mark? I didn't get your perspective as far as like styles for both of these guys.
From both of them, I just don't want to create an echo chamber from what we've previously done on their first album. But one thing I really like to bring up, this being their last album, well, their second album, The Infamous.
Right.
This being their dedicated last album, one thing that I really wanted to make sure that they had was the chemistry that brought them to these famous heights that we know that they can get to. And they get to those levels. And we as a collective of hip hop wanted this so bad, just to get it one more Mobb Deep album. Just break us off one.
I saw the comments on YouTube. Man, people were like, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for this.
you just got to be glad that the chemistry's there of them together. It's like you are aged, but this being hip hop and not an athletic contest, you don't miss a step.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I heard they had Prodigy's daughter there too. So that also kind of helped, I think, because she could be there to kind of gauge, are they doing this respectably, from their point of view?
Absolutely.
Which is also cool, And it just shows you like how much detail they were putting in this. They wanted the daughter there in the room. How does this sound? This is okay with you guys? Because that's also a tricky thing too when you're working with somebody who
passed away. Absolutely.
Yeah, someone has to have power of attorney at this point.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Of the estate of at least Prodigy stuff.
Yeah.
So for them to at least allow all this means that, hey, it's been reviewed. You can only assume it's been reviewed, filtered through, and approved.
Right. And that's so important.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, even just the title of the album, like, to me, I feel like it's the perfect way to put a bow on it. We went from
like the end.
We went from infamous to infinite.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's literally how I look at the title. Yeah. Infamous to infinite.
And
forever.
To say it. Yeah, exactly.
That's perfect.
Yeah, it's a perfect bow on their work. Man, it's so powerful. And I'm glad that we got this in hip hop. This is crazy.
Yeah.
That we got like a full circle, it's like, it's almost like a movie.
And shout out to, Nas for giving them the platform.
Yeah.
Who's obviously been an important figure in both of their careers.
Do you guys know what that is? The Mass Appeal Legend Has It series? I didn't get a dig too deep.
So Mass Appeal, that's Nas's label that he's partnered with.
Oh, that's dope.
You know what I mean? So they do merch. They put out albums. And what they decided to do was they announced it, I think at the beginning of the year, that they were going to do a series of albums, and it was a big old, it was like a billboard or something, and it just had the names. It was like Mobb Deep, De La Soul. It was like Mobb Deep, De La Soul, Slick Rick,
Hear that run?
KRS, Ghostface, Raekwon, and then Nas and Premier at the bottom. So, which like I said, that's going to be the finale of it. So we've already gotten Slick Rick, we got Ray and Ghost, we got Mobb Deep, Big L's is coming up. I think KRS is going to have one after that. De La's going to have one, and then Nas and Premier is the finale.
Oh man.
Yep.
Crazy. We've never seen nothing like that.
No. It's all like, again, that's why it's called Legend Has It. It's all legends, all seasoned, all, MCs in their 50s. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, what a showcase, man.
Legendaries to either, either in their 50s or, in Big L's case would have been in his 50s if he was here. So, it's just it's a beautiful thing.
Does this mean that I'm going on a sidebar here, but does this mean that our era was the best era, or does this mean that every era will have like their legends and kings?
Put the lyrics to lyrics, and you'll see.
Yeah,
that's it.
I mean, the thing is, we're just not like. See, I feel like, the artists we grew up on, these are the ones we're talking about. You know what I mean? These are the guys that were putting out the albums when we were, in elementary school, middle school, high school. Yeah. You know what I mean? Then, you get a different wave, where you start to see, artists that were, in our, that were our age that came up on these artists. You know what I mean? You got, the Kendricks, the Drakes, the J. Cole's, Wale's and all of those kind of guys. They're starting to, enter their, they're in their late 30s into their 40s almost. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like with them, I think that'll still continue. Where I worry is the ones in their 20s now. That's where I worry. Whereas, a lot of those guys, I don't know if I see those artists reaching these heights when they hit their 30s and 40s. That's where I worry. Yeah. So for me, I feel like the next 10, 15 years, I think is okay. It's that 20, 25 year mark where I'll get nervous.
And I think it's just because there's such a stride from when you go from the 90s to now, leaps in technology, leaps in changes in the industry.
Yeah.
Like, I think this era has seen so much change, been through a lot, navigating this music industry for what it is and kind of exposing it, really, and now more than ever, we're seeing more independent artists trying to do things direct to consumer. And so I feel like it's like being an artist who understands pre-internet, who understands cell phones that are flip phones, who understands that, but now understands the new stuff. Like, and there's only a certain generation who will get it. post 9/11, that generation. I don't know if they'll have the same.
That's what I say. I don't know.
They'll have the same level of height that this will be at, just because of that was a different time. We're talking about a whole century, millennium shift, into a millennium. So I don't know if we'll see that again. I would like that we would. Yeah. I would hope that we would.
But like you said, I really don't know. Like I said, the next 10 years, I'm not worried. It's that 20-year mark where I'll start to get nervous.
Yeah. But I love that Mass Appeal thing. I'm glad that that Nas is a part of that, trying to make that happen. Nas is doing big things right now.
Huge.
Doing big things. Doing the casino in Queens.
He's
doing shows with Wu-Tang.
Right. Touring. He had that 6-album series with Hit Boy.
Putting out crazy albums. That's,
you know what I mean? So he's really been on. I would say the way I said about Alchemist in the 2020s, Nas has been on the same type of time, just in a different way.
Yeah, doing things differently. Kind of moving like a Jay-Z now.
Yeah.
A little bit slower.
On the business side.
Yeah, a little bit slower, but getting there now, which is crazy. Album cover. We're looking at the album cover for those who are listening in. We have, man, this is such a classic. Just them two, side by side, just
on some EPMD
giving
shit.
you the smooth but dangerous look. You could tell that they're just on the street. But this time you could tell there's also experience. There's also maturity here. But they're still repping, New York to the fullest with the New York cap. I think the Mets.
Right? Oh yeah, that's Queens.
And then you have Prodigy wearing this is the classic Prodigy look, the Army camouflage jacket. And then you have Havoc with the platinum chain with the hoodie. And then you have Infinite written in Old English in the center, all white. Kind of like The End, period. It's just like that, know. What do you guys, did you guys pick up on anything different here? Or does this bring out anything from looking at it?
I mean, to me, it just feels like something that would have, from a cover standpoint, something that they could have came out in 2007. You know what I mean? A Mobb Deep album from 2009 or something. You know what I mean? Had they dropped, something around that time. Like, to me, this is classic Mobb Deep. Nothing too crazy, but that's not a bad thing either.
Yeah.
Sometimes
if you put them all side by side, you show them growing up, right in front of your
what I mean?
eyes.
Sometimes less is more. We're on the cover, straight face, not playing around, Infinite, done. Nothing too crazy.
Nothing else needs to be said. Yeah. What do you think, Mark?
It's not. I can't even. There's not a lot to take from it. It's the real simplistic. I mean, you can't. They wanted the title of the album to be Dead Center. We all know that Prodigy is going to take the front of this one just because of the main elephant in the room is that he's no longer with us.
Right.
So that's good in terms of at least illustrating that he's here.
Right.
In the sense of the music, in terms of the lyrics. It's good to see that. And there's nothing much after that we could take from it, or at least to me, in terms of what the album cover is.
Yeah. You could tell though, for Prodigy, you could tell he's not the healthiest of healthies. You could tell he's older, going through it, going through his own battles. We actually lost him in a kind of in a strange way, because he choked over his food and stuff. That's a very strange way, but he was already struggling, health wise, but still out there. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like he was just sitting at home.
He had been performing that weekend.
Las Vegas. So man, it's really kind of crazy, to lose him that way. And when I heard about that, I was just like,
yeah, bro,
that's it.
Hurt.
That's how it happened. Like, man. You guys know who are following us, but those who don't know, we go into 3 tracks that we voted on and that we selected as our favorites, and then we go into the lyrics and we deep dive in and see if there's anything going on as far as any punchlines, innuendos, any anything lyrically that we could point out. So what we have chosen for this album, this was a hard one because it was so cohesive and so fluid. all the tracks were, I mean, I have no complaints. I almost think this is a flawless record.
Wish there was more tracks we could choose.
Yeah. Exactly. There's 3 that we chose. We chose Taj Mahal being the first one. Pour the Henny as the second. And then last, Clear Black Nights. Those are the 3 that we chose. That was a hard one, too, because we have some honorable mentions on this as well that were pretty dope. The first one, Against the World, was sick. Gunfire was one of my favorites. Did you guys have any other ones you want to shout out? My Era was almost another one that almost got listed here. Any other ones you guys want to shout out?
Gunfire, too. Do we already say Gunfire?
Yeah, Gunfire was a nice one.
Yeah. Mr. Magic, too.
Yep.
And then also a good one. We the Real Thing to close it out with.
Yeah, to close it out that way with the crazy samples. Yeah, that was legit. So we jumped into Taj Mahal. I read that this was a reference to Trump's casino. I think it was called Taj Mahal.
Yeah.
That was also an interesting reference.
I think that was that Atlantic City.
Okay. Very specific reference there.
Yeah.
And that's funny because sometimes you'll get a reference here too, like, but for the most part, they're pretty universal, but you'll have some very specific references. But I thought that was interesting because they are talking about, kind of that casino vibe in here too.
Mm-hmm.
So that was dope. I'll start off with the intro. Word, man. Time to get the fuck up out of here tonight, man. Word, P. Call up the peoples, man. Call up everybody, man. Let's get the fuck up out of here. Let's serve some crack. And then you have Prodigy, 7 p.m. I just woke up, 8 p.m. in my bulletproof truck, 9 p.m. Scoop the Alchemist, and 30 more, meet me in Queensbridge, 10 p.m. We drove to AC, midnight on the dot, we parked the V's, then we went up to the Taj Mahal, hit up the crack table, blackjack table and all.
Yeah, so that hook is a play off the Jay-Z song, Do It Again, where it goes 12 a.m. on my way to the club, 1 a.m. DJ made the road, et cetera, et cetera. That's so, and again, just that's you talking about growth and maturity, seeing, Prodigy referencing a Jay-Z, record here.
Speaking of growth,
after,
right,
you know what I mean, with the, their past issues, and for them to, do this shows, we passed on that.
What does that say when they did the Diddy parody then?
Really?
Well,
yeah. No, I mean, similar thing. Yeah, I guess.
I liked it because it was creative.
Yeah,
I did. I just want to at least bring that out.
Yeah, because they did do that.
When you're listening to it for the first time, you're like, no, they're not, and then they do it, and you're like, oh, these guys.
They did it.
The laugh factor. I hope it's just for the laugh factor, but it was there. It was there for that.
Yeah.
It's Mobb Deep.
I hit the $100 slot machine for 30,000. My wife hit the roulette wheel for 5,000. Get the money front, get deceased. Then we hit the club, Blackberry and more, and bottles of bub. Now live on stage for you to see. The head in charge, the one and only. Check me, having fun with it till I'm done with it. And me and Mrs. P hit the hotel suite from the city that never sleep. We take power naps. From a boroughs that sold the most albums in rap in Queens. We last the longest, run laps around the strongest. Top shotter ran out of steam, but tried his hardest. Look, I just love the flows, man. The flows is so effortless, but it's like fully New York, man. The way he speaks.
Even just how I'm saying, from the borough that sold the most albums in rap, like it made you think, like, did they?
Yeah,
and it's like I think they did. They probably did for him to say that. I mean, you got to think Run DMC, Ja Rule, 50 Cent, Nas, LL,
Nori.
You had all that together. It's like they Tribe. It's like they probably did.
Yep.
Yeah, because what other borough?
Maybe Brooklyn. Brooklyn's probably the other.
That style.
You know what I mean?
There's a lot out there.
Brooklyn's probably the only other one that could maybe
Bronx would be what, third? We're talking about Bronx being third.
Probably Bronx or Manhattan. I mean.
Because I can't even really name off the top. I know there's quite a bit in Bronx, but I can't name.
But him to just say that with that much confidence, I'm like, he's probably right.
Yeah.
KRS from the Bronx, I know. That's for sure.
EPMD and Rakim, Long Island.
Long Island.
Okay.
Obviously, the Wu, Staten Island.
Right.
But yeah, it just made me think when he said that. I was like, he's probably right. Between Run DMC, 50, and Ja Rule and LL, he's probably right.
Other than that would be Jersey. New Jersey. I know there's a lot out of there.
Yeah. Naughty by Nature.
Yep. But yeah, that just made me think just hearing that line. I was like, oh, he might be onto something there.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's an interesting claim in rap.
Yeah, noticing all that, he's
He's probably right.
Those are the big pillars in hip hop too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when we're talking about New York, because where was 50 from?
Queens.
So he's from Queens too.
Mm-hmm.
Man, dude,
That's
that's a
probably
big
right.
argument. That's
like
a
I
good
said,
argument.
between 50 Ja,
I'm
LL,
trying to
Tribe.
name a Bronx artist. I can't think of one.
Nah,
Fat Joe.
just Fat Joe and Big Pun and KRS. But you start listing all the Queen, Nicki Minaj.
Oh well, because the Bronx gets the credit for starting hip hop with Kool Herc being from
for sure,
the Bronx, yeah,
for sure.
But
he's
in
talking about
terms of like total
Big Pun,
sales,
him mentioning sales.
yeah.
Big Pun, Cool Keith.
That was just
Melly
that
Mel,
was
Lord
just a really
Finesse, Grandmaster Flash.
that was just an interesting note. Like that was something I never thought about, but just hearing that lyric is like, oh, he might be onto something.
They say Slick Rick, DJ Kool Herc, of course. Yeah, but there's not a lot of new ones though. A lot of older ones. Jim Jones, Chino XL. I didn't know he was from the Bronx. Yeah, but
That's it. I think he's probably right.
Wow, that's crazy. Okay.
Verse 2, and pray to God I ain't got to give my shooters a call. I remember vividly when Rugers went off. We was in the distant land throwing mad bands. Comfortable around the killers, now the blood is on our hands. Outran poverty, but shit like this, opposite of progress and put your life at risk. Want to roll the dice? It's a flick of the wrist. Metaphorically, your finger and you got to be quick with the trigger. Mad, it bitches on my dick. I don't got to get fly. I was born like this. Around 2 p.m., all you heard was sirens. Get the fuck up out of here because the temperature's rising.
It's a callback.
Call back to one of the songs. One of the best songs, too. Queensbridge be wildin', and not too many others you could bring around them. I bring them anywhere because you know it's a rap. We thought we was laid back. Give me mines for that. What?
And I think that's something that stands about them when we talk about style, because technically it's not all crazy technical, like like a Pharoah Monch or something like technical, like crazy.
Right.
But what I do like about these guys is it's still lyrical, but I think what happens is, because it's simple enough for you to kind of get, like, it's not as abstract as Wu-Tang would be. Wu-Tang is way more abstract, other than You God, but Wu-Tang is way more abstract. And then you got these guys, they're not like that abstract, somewhat abstract, but it's enough where it's easy enough to grab, and there's more quotables that you could get. Cadence and the way they say it is the important thing in this.
Correct.
They're hip hop right in the middle, where they're not overly lyrical or overly too street, if anything.
Right.
They both have that gift to where
it's like it is like
people
a
from
Q-tip, but street. Like,
people that dig the lyrical sound will reach down,
right,
symbolically to be like, oh, I listen to them,
right.
Or whereas where they're still in tune to street knowledge and the street rhyming, that people that are at that level will rise up like to listen to their lyricism. Right. I have to keep it in symbolism like that. It's not in the literal aspect of it, but it's like they meet both of those audiences. And that's a rarity.
Yeah.
Because you lose a lot of people rapping one way or the other.
Correct.
Right. Being too lyrical or being too mainstream.
Yeah. Right. Because you'll get, I remember even just, this is like maybe 2012 or 13. And I'm watching this like vlogs. This is when vlogs were pretty big, where artists would do, and they would like vlog like tours and stuff. And I'm watching one with Dom Kennedy. This is, straight West Coast, all of that.
Yeah.
But there's a part in the vlog, I don't know what city they were in, but they're on the bus and they're bumping Up North Trip by Mobb Deep. You know what I mean? So it's like they connect to where, they're not so crazy lyrical where it feels like it's out of reach or like an assignment to listen to them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because there's guys like us that we enjoy that assignment.
Yeah.
But if we want to just keep it a buck, the masses, most of them ain't really trying to do
homework.
They ain't trying to do homework listening to rap.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So with Mobb Deep, their rap good enough to where it is still some flows and it's still very lyrical for sure, but it's not so lyrical where it feels like homework.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And I feel like that's their strength.
Yeah. That, and they bring the grittiness back in hip hop.
For sure. For sure.
And that's important. I mean, if we're talking about, I don't know. I just feel like it's the epitome of what hip hop sound is, and they brought that. So we move on to the next one, which is going to be Pour the Henny.
I'll start with verse 1 with Havoc. Lord, forgive me, pour the Henny, punish many, my word bond, not James Bond, the money penny. Talk friendly or the Desi make confetti in the cut like machete till I'm ready. QB, baby, we rise to the occasion. Didn't note it's the soon to be awakened. Out they sleep with the truth in their faces, yelling
Could you
fuck
stop
the.
right there? I like the small punchlines, but they still hit like in the cut, like machete. Like it's a small, subtle punchline, but it's still nonetheless a punchline, and it's getting across. Or the money penny, not James Bond, the money penny.
Yeah.
It's like little subtle stuff, but those details start adding up. Like all these punchlines, like okay, and they're grimy. That's the thing. They're grimy punchlines. Yeah.
And Money Penny being M's assistant.
Yeah.
In the James Bond franchise, which was cool.
QB, baby, we rise to the occasion. Didn't know it's the soon to be awakened. Out they sleep with the truth in their faces, yelling fuck the world. I'm out here making new races. Middle finger to a racist. Hear him out till a coward take 10 paces. Limestone over the body, no traces. Just the basics, the other way fake shit. Stay grip, life my main bitch. Protect that. Tell you what it is, just that you ain't got to guess rap. Everything a lesson to a fool. It's a setback. Shorty love my style. Guess where she keeps her legs at? A rap.
And that's just what we were just saying. Tell it what it is. You ain't got to guess rap.
Yep.
That's just what
That's
we were
what it
just
is.
saying.
Tell it what it is. You ain't got to guess rap.
I love that. Then you have the. Oh, did you read?
Yeah, the hook. I'll do the hook.
Okay.
Middle finger to our enemies. I'ma hold it down even if I catch a felony. Yeah, open season, open sesame. Anybody violate, gotta give them all the best of me.
That's the thing too about Havoc and Prodigy. They're both pretty good on the
Great
hooks.
with hooks.
Yeah. Both of them, either
Very
one. Good.
Very good.
Because
on
it's kind of
hooks.
like melodic almost.
Yeah,
the way they're doing
it's
it.
melodic without it being. It's not melodic, maybe in tone,
Right.
but it's melodic in
They can
delivery.
just say it and
yeah,
deliver
it's
it
still
with that.
man, it's smooth. Don't doing shit that I wouldn't ordinarily. I'm laid back till they came back with the jealousy. But this music is my therapy. Y'all is lucky because I make you all memories.
Like I think of Prodigy's The Storm, where he's like the real
Right.
hip hop.
Mm-hmm. Simple.
That's all you need.
Mm-hmm.
Prodigy, verse 2. Oh, this is and Havoc.
Yeah.
I'll switch off your mark. I'll do the ungrade parts and you do the grade part. Is that what it is?
Sure.
Okay. Within my nocturnal journal nocturnal journal to a dark beat on a cold, dark night, I came up with these 400 words, the best describe me and my lifestyle. I'm not like you. I'm unique. In the twilight, I shine bright and get my mind right. Man, this is like stacked with rhymes. I love that part too of this. I was born under the full moon and I die staring up at the cosmos. Even stuff like that is kind of crazy to hear, from Prodigy.
Yeah, I'm saying
like,
it after the fact,
after the
especially.
fact.
Mm-hmm.
Laid out till my heart come to a stop and then my eyes close.
I lived a full life, don't cry for me. A real life king in New York, the top of the heap. I did songs with Mary J. Blige, Mariah Carey, Big Pun, and Nas. I did tours with Biggie Smalls, Eminem, 50 Cent. I did it all. The shows, the parties, and the after parties when the sun goes down. Yeah, the moon shine for me, cuz.
Yeah, dude. And I love that. It's a crowning moment. I've done this. It's.
I lived a full life. Don't cry for me. Like it's sounds like he's literally telling us from the grave.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy.
Yeah, that is really crazy. Verse 3, you want to take that one?
Yeah, I'll
Ollie?
take it. You could be bored to death or either die laughing. Both while you still. Oh, this is Nas, by the way.
Yeah, Nas.
You could be bored to death or either die laughing. Both while you still living, hopeful in high fashion. Talk what I've been through in life, what I encountered. It's sort of like blowing a trumpet, making announcements. A sermon that's disturbing to a serpent. A blessing to anyone in attendance as soon as you hear the verbiage.
Let's take a stop right there. The blowing of the trumpet and the symbolism of the serpent being agitated is Revelation's symbolism, because once the
Biblical,
once the trumpet sounds, it's kind of like, okay, now everyone's gonna get judged. And where does this? I remember the serpent comes into play for this, but it's later in Revelations, right?
Well, the serpent is like is reference to like the enemy of the Satan. Yeah, right.
Gotcha. Okay.
But then at the end times, it calls him the old serpent too.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I saw
Biblical reference for sure.
A sermon that's disturbing to a serpent, a blessing to anyone in attendance as soon as you hear the verbiage. I miss to throw your fame in a stretcher if you deserve it. Reverse prophetic. I saw your truth hidden in verses. Whatever come out of Satan's mouth is a lie perverted.
See, there it goes full circle right there. Satan now.
Yep, whatever come out of Satan's mouth is a lie perverted. It's hell out here, so so keep God close on purpose. Life is a small hill to a mountain climber. I'm a 10-time champion, real life survivor. I've been on the ropes a few times, probably been almost smoked a few times, but everything will evolve in due time. I know that this ending is not the end, just some new beginnings for P. We pour out some hand. We miss you.
New beginnings for P. Yeah, man, that's an ultimate tribute right there.
Man, Nas just gave love right there. That was hard, man.
Yeah. And like you said, it's so powerful. Like, you can't really say how important this is for all of them. I mean, even to kind of cope with this, it's like, it's cool that you get this last album to to really do that with, to tie the bow on just their career together, because it was very special. There's that chemistry between those two. Like I said, one of the top best duos of all time,
For sure.
Havoc and P.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think Pitchfork just named it the greatest Infamous, the greatest rap album of all time.
wow,
Like, that's huge.
big time.
You know what I mean? Like, that's
Pitch for me, they're known to be kind of hard on on albums.
are,
Yep. And they gave the Infamous #1 on that list. Like, that was I thought that was amazing to see.
Yeah.
One, because it was just something different. It wasn't something that you would expect. And for them to do that, I'm looking at it right now.
I do have a question that just kind of came to mind. Where has Jay-Z been? Is he just kind of like busy doing the more business side of stuff now? Or have you guys heard about him working on something? Or
I've heard whispers, but I mean, these days, if I don't hear anything, I don't hear anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's just how I don't, like, this isn't like, this ain't 2005, you know what I'm saying? Where
because he dropped
somebody's
the 4 now that's
that was 8 years ago.
about 8 years
You know what I mean? Like, in recent times, like, that just isn't really his focus. You know what I'm saying? Like, just from what I see, I mean, he hasn't even done a feature in like 5 years.
The
maybe three or 5 years, something like that. It's
the
been a
crazy
while.
thing to think about all this is that he's making more money outside of doing hip hop. That if he ever tries to consider doing an album, he's probably quantifying how much of a loss he's going to make by not doing other things.
Yeah. Seriously.
That's not hip hop at all.
Yeah.
But he's made it, and this is kind of what we've envisioned through the lyricism. I just want to live. I want to, like, these are the dreams that people try to manifest.
Right.
You know?
He
So
made
it's
it on
like,
the other side. Yeah.
yeah, he's on the other side now. Now we're all pissed.
Yeah.
That he made it.
Yeah, I know.
Right, so we move on to Clear Black Nights. This one's going to be featuring Raekwon and Ghostface Killah, another duo that's one of the all-time great duos. I love that out of this project that you see these duos kind of clips.
Yes.
You see Raekwon and Ghostface. Even the artist Her, is that a duo with somebody?
No, she's a singer.
Okay. I was just wondering. But I thought it was pretty dope to have these guys on here because them and themselves are their own worlds, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
First one started with Prodigy, Scorpio Child. It was written in the stars. Already. Scorpio Child. It was already written in the stars. I always find that such a crazy connection, with stars and just here. Like, they say that we are children of like the stardust and stuff like that. Even it's weird to think about, but it's just kind of crazy how sometimes all that stuff kind of ties.
Yeah.
I will be one of 900,000.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but his intro again. I'm telling you, this stuff sounds like he's talking to us.
Go ahead, mention that.
He said, "Looking for me, just look up in the sky on them clear black nights. You see me? Like, come on, man. Like, come on, dude.
That reminds me of ODB almost. Y'all thought you weren't gonna see me?
You know what I mean?
I'm the Osiris of this shit.
But see but the difference was he was here saying that.
Yeah, he was here saying that.
Like, we're hearing this after Prodigy to transition already. You see what I'm saying? Like, he said this in the physical, but we're hearing this after he's gone. That's what make that little piece just. I was just like,
it's
wow.
very Tupac-ish, you know. Yo, you heard the song? I wrote the song a long time ago. Back in '94.
George W.
George W. I mean, senior. Scorpio Child. It was written in the stars. I'll be the one with 900,000 bars. Whoa. Take rap there and back and right back there. Over and again. This is not fair. You got a gun, so those who we don't fear. You got an army? Well, pardon me. I'm not scared. Fearless, man. Out of my way. I'm getting every piece of paper out there. You in denial if you think I'm not top tier. You're just a dirty pussy pap smear. I'm a dirty New Yorker who loved to crack beers. See, it's like, it's humorous, but like, it still got the punch.
Tough, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it still got the punch. Though.
Absolutely.
Over your head. I'm over their heads. I'm over being angry and just focused on bread. And that's the thing too,
Growth.
the realistic bar. Like, I'm just focused on bread. Like, you can hear it in his voice. And that goes a long way, because that's the authenticity that we always talk about. Like, you hear it in the voice. Magnify my brand, larger than life. That's how we live in. Like I'm fresh from 1,000 nights in the prison box. Hot pot, 5-minute rice. and I'm Germany, baiting, tossing the dice. Yeah.
Gemini Child. It was written in the stars. So playing off the first bar of the first verse with his
zodiac sign.
Zodiac
Scorpio.
sign. Born God body. You're looking at a god. Went to A&D, met P, formed Mobb. The rest is history. You know, we took it mad far. Rap duo traveled through the Matrix. A black Neo. Shit got real. Had a pack
Traveled
torpedo.
through the world like Nat Geo.
Oh, yeah. The rest is history. You know, we took it mad far. Rap duo traveled the world like Nat Geo. National Geographic. Worked myself through the Matrix. A black Neo. Shit got real. Had a pack torpedo. No fuck shit. Break bread with your own people. Make peace with the shit I couldn't change, and took responsibility instead of passing blame.
I never heard anybody say the Black Neo before.
Yeah.
That's new.
Yeah.
A little play on the fact that Will Smith was supposed to be Neo in the Matrix.
Oh,
Yep,
yeah.
that's true.
That's true.
That is true. And turned it down for Wild Wild West.
That's
Wild
crazy.
Wild West.
That's true.
And look at it. Rappers are taking accountability and not blaming anybody else.
Yeah, that's real.
And took responsibility instead of passing blame. Anything less, lame. Sit your $5 ass down for make change.
New Jack City.
Got sharper with the aim. With the product you could trust. Stand on anything I put my name. American Gangster. It's like this product's like Pepsi, you know.
Yeah, except the music's a product in this case. Yeah.
I stand on anything I put my name. Mob for life, and that's infinite. Never switched up, even though I'm on that different shit. I love it. A contradictory bar, funny.
Yeah.
But it's witty too.
Yes. Yes.
You got Ghostface. Hey, yo, 32 bar scratch.
Already. Hey, yo.
Sorry.
Can you guess the ghost? Can you guess where ghost starts?
Already.
Yo,
all
32 bar scribes.
already unhinged.
Hey, yo.
Right from the get.
Hey, yo, 32 bar.
Barged in the
Hey, yo, fuck that.
verse.
Hey, yo, fuck that. Hey,
Look at all
yo.
these crap. He just lay back. Like, he just bust through the door. No subtlety at all, man. Hey, yo, 32 bar scribes, tablets imprinted with mean darts. You can see the verse. You can see the verse come alive. I'm a gel like petroleum, bigger diamonds, Nairobian, trunk jury waving woo flags at the podium.
Could never rap these bars. I could never rap these bars.
Harvest the freshest grains, gelato strains. I model the best bangers and wallows out of Fort Maine. Blasting stylistics, dinosaur rings.
Okay, hold on. I mean, okay, first of all, do we know what's going on? Is it like, do you guys pick up what he's saying?
It makes
it's all over my head.
It's all making sense. So Ayo 32 bar scribes, tablet imprinted. So the 32 bar darts are the rhymes.
That's crazy.
Darts have always been rhymes in
Right.
Wu-Tang's
That's
like,
crazy.
Yeah,
They're
in the terminology.
Yeah, the terminology.
You could see the verse come alive. So what he's already written down on those tablets have come alive, similar to writing on stone tablets.
Yeah.
I'm a gel like petroleum. Most gels are petroleum based. Bigger diamonds, Nairobian. So Nairobi, more than likely they're mining diamonds there. Trunk Jewelry waving Wu flags at the podium.
Wu flags at the podium.
Anytime they're doing a podium, it's like a presidential speech kind of thing. It's cool.
So he's making hella sense.
You gotta ask yourself what Ghostface bars. You know what I mean? 'Cause sometimes he's just rhyming stuff.
I like the farming bars. Harvest the freshest grains.
Gelato strains.
Harvest the freshest grains.
That's it.
That's some farm bars right
That's
there.
Ghost, man. Blasting stylistics, dinosaur rings. My tongue spit hellfire, get scorched from the flames. At your favorite rapper show with backstage passes. Jump out gun aiming with Bob Barker masks.
Even with Bob
Barker masks.
Yeah.
If the price is right, I snatch your life. Head cracked so many times and
I
cracked
didn't know
up
he was gonna
dice.
flip it like that on me.
That was hard. If the price is right, I snatch your life. Head cracked so many times and had cracked up dice. Call up the monkeys, sick honey badgers and gorillas. Executive suite meetings, we poly with the killers. The disco ball, the disco ball spins in alligator villas. New Year's 4 million is falling out the ceiling.
And then Raekwon would be like the more grounded one.
A little more grounded. Still abstract, but definitely more grounded than Ghost for sure.
Hey yo, Peacoat Green, fatigue zone supreme. Blow shots in the 90s, peep the dream. Leather pants, Stan Smiths. Some blings, 850 a rag on it. We kings, ran every project. They know us, the glow ups. Slang came out of apartments, toasting, roll ups. This shit's a gift. Mark my word to solar. Word to solar. Never a myth. Rhymes hit harder than a crowbar. Similar to Ozark. Similar to Ozark, let's say. All in it. D-boys to soldiers, soldiers then lieutenants, generals. The flow wash you, wiped up in minutes. Some of y'all lost limbs from mines, no repentance. All winners, we mintin'. Heat club, where's your mittens? Mine ain't grumpy. Get funky up chitlins.
Funky like chitlins.
Siblings. The streets is horror. Tomorrow we strengthen. Let's get it together. Just us. One amendment. You can't ask for nothing better than
Wu flow, man.
And with who's on the beat on this one? Is this
Let's see
Havoc?
here. Clearback Nights is. Let me see here. Come on, phone.
Clear Black Nights.
Oh, my phone freeze.
I think this is a Havoc beat.
Clear Black Nights is Havoc. Yes.
Yeah.
So of the three we did, Taj Mahal was Alchemist, Pour the Henny was Havoc, and Clear Black Nights was Havoc.
Yeah, man.
We don't get this often, gentlemen.
No.
Yeah, no, we don't at all. No, we don't. Especially with him being gone too. So that's that we know this is it. This is it.
Yeah.
This is all we're gonna get. Clips, we might get another one.
Yeah.
Maybe. But this is it for sure.
This is it for Mobb Deep.
For Mobb Deep, man. And Mobb Deep is such a important group in hip hop. Without them, man, there would be such a vacuum. We needed their sound. We needed their voice. Prodigy made his mark as one of the best to ever do it. Havoc being his running mate, like a Pippin to him, but still holding it down to this day.
Sure.
You've seen all the stuff that Havoc's done. So it's so cool to now see them do it for one last time. It's like Kobe's final game or something, you know? This is it, but it's like you couldn't write it better. You couldn't write a better ending than this. What do you guys think? What's the takeaway?
It's a good way to close it out. I mean, it's a good way, it's a good send off, like you've mentioned. We don't get this many times in hip hop, and we are very content. I feel content that this is good closure.
Yes.
This is as good as it's gonna get, especially with the limitations that we're dealing with for them as a group. I couldn't ask for anything more from this kind of project, especially not only with them there, then production, and then we're spoiled with amazing
really
features.
Close those gaps.
With this album spoils the hip hop fan because it's amazing. It's not just all put together on this house of cards with just like these random verses brought together. No, it's genuine from Jump Street between them two as much as they can, and then you complement that with the amazing beats, and then you complement that even further with the guest features.
The attention to details, higher than ever right now.
Yes.
What do you think, Ali?
It was like Mark said, a perfect send off. You know, the last kind of true send off we got like this, I would say, was from Tribe with the what was it called? We Got It From Here. Thank
you for listening.
Thank you for listening. You know what I mean? Like, you know, we don't really get that often. Again, that one came after Fife passed. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I feel like us getting that closure, you know what I mean, like, is refreshing for us in hip hop, because sometimes artists or groups just stop.
Yeah.
You know, Havoc does not have to answer 30 questions of, is there another Mobb Deep album? Can we get another Mobb Deep album?
And there was some space from his passing to now too.
Well, he got to he got to grieve.
It wasn't like it was right away.
No. He got to grieve. He got to go through what he had to go through. He worked on other worked on other projects. Like I said, he did the collab with Styles P. So he gave himself that time, and then once he gave himself that time, he said, "Okay, let's drop this finale on him." You know what I mean?
To say.
I got something to say. The game is, and again, the game allowed. I won't say allowed, but
it opened up.
It opened up. Yeah, the timing was perfect because, again, we have this space where the older MCs are thriving.
There's a paradigm shift.
They're not just releasing music; they're releasing music that's impacting the game,
and that's good.
And that's great for hip hop. Like, we absolutely need that. Yeah. Not only are they affecting the charts, the award shows, even touring. Clips is they're have their great tour. Havoc is about to go on tour with Raekwon. It's like a 30th anniversary tour of the Infamous and Cuban Links. You know what I mean? So we got those type of things happening in hip hop, and it's just great to see.
Yeah, I love it, man, and I'm thankful for this album. Peace to Havoc, peace to Alchemist for giving us this.
Absolutely,
we didn't deserve this, man. This was something a true gift. Mm-hmm. Prodigy, especially R.I.P. Prodigy, one of the greatest to ever do it. Definitely left his mark and imprint on this game, on this genre, and he's forever cemented in hip hop. I love what one YouTube influencer said. He's digging in the greats. He said, "When you record, you're immortalized, forever. You're gonna. That was a time. It's like a time capsule." When you record, because it's capturing a moment in time, unlike anything else ever. You're capturing something that's real, and that's just it's gonna transcend time. And that's what I think he said made hip hop so great, because we got albums that take us back, that feel nostalgic, that feel like yesterday. And it's cool that we have that ability. And then we have some great legendary genius people and artists who are just putting their flair on it, putting their own thing to it. And like, you have greats like that inspire you. Prodigy inspired me, man. Havoc inspired me. Like, this is different. This isn't like, these guys legit inspired me. And I know that they inspired millions. So, peace to them on this album. Peace to Prodigy, Havoc, Alchemist, forever legends, man. You guys already know we're doing this every Monday, so please follow, like, share, subscribe, all of it. Run it up, man, because the real hip hop is right here, man, and we need your guys' help to get to 5,000. Like, it's a slow tread right now, so we need your guys' help. Can we do it? Please let us know.
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can. And then also leave a comment, man. It's so important to leave comments. What did you guys think about this album? What did you guys like? What was your thoughts about it? Hearing Prodigy, like, rip it, and Havoc and Alchemist. Leave a comment. All right, Mark, man, do your thing.
To the MCs, if you drop a mic, drop a like.
Yeah.
We infamous, y'all.
Yeah. You know what to do.
Rest in peace, Prodigy.
Let this album run infinite. Let this episode run infinite. Never stop.
Yeah, let it be infinite.
Never stop.
The real.
Peace.
That's hip hop. That's hip hop.